Where did they belong? Some things are better off unspoken. That's why I'm writing this song. I must confess, I'm not.
Let's look at how we produced this song from scratch and how you can recreate a pop punk song on your own. If you're making music, you're a singer, songwriter, producer, you're trying to get that music heard, then please feel free to subscribe to this channel, because that's what this channel is all about. I'm a music marketer and I'm also a musician myself, so I'm just doing everything you're doing right now. You can see here that I don't have much going on here. At the top down, I have the Travis Barker kit. These are Splice samples that I pulled in from Splice, and I've just, what better way to make a pop punk song than to have the greatest punk drummer be your drummer? So I downloaded all the Splice Travis Barker sounds, and then had you can get multiple kind of kicks and snare sounds, but I just had your basic kick, snare, hat, shaker, an open hat, which I'm not even using actually, a crash, and snaps. When I think of punk, I think of guitars and energy on stage. So I wanted to recreate that in this song using a band sound, so not overloading it with sounds. So the song was first started out with just this electric guitar, kind of big chords plucking here. So using that as, thinking of that as like the lead singer, just plucking those, and then think of it like I'm looking at the stage, and okay, there's another guitarist off to the side doing something. So this would be this guitar here. And you can see I'm even panning it like I'm envisioning on the stage. Okay, maybe the lead singer is just off to the right of the stage, and then you have the rhythm guitarist more to the left of the stage. You have the drummer right in the center, and you have the bassist maybe beside the drummer. To pair this kind of chucking sound, I just thought 4 on the floor. You can't go wrong with that. So we have the Travis Barker kit, and we have the Travis Barker kick here. So very high energy, and already the energy at the beginning is created. And not to mention the vocal gets in right away. So we can take a look at the vocal, comes in pretty much bar 1.
She said she's sick of me, so I started a punk rock band.
Great punk vocal and great punk lyrics. Like in the first verse, in the first 10 seconds, you have punk rock band. So as a listener right where you are with those lyrics and with that vocal, not to mention just the electric guitars. I'm not going to dive too deep on the processing of every track. I can get into this kind of thing in later videos if you want me to. Besides that, there's hardly any processing going on this drum kit. This is all just samples. You can see I have no effects on the kick. I have a little reverb on the snare. Nothing happening, hats, nothing shaker, nothing opens, crash, snap. So no processing here. I do have a little bit of processing on the output of the drum. So a bus output. I have a Pro C compressor just doing a preset. And then I have a preset of the decapitator, which is distortion from Sound Toys. So that just helps it crunch more, and you really need that crunch in punk. So we have now we have the lead singer, we have the rhythm guitar, we have the vocalist, we need the bass player. I thought just chucking along with those bass chords in the verse.
She said she's sick of me, so
Let's just focus on the band sound right now. Now this whole kind of chucking happens throughout the verse and pre, and then the chorus we get different. The drums, obviously the snare comes in, the hats come in, there's a shaker, so it's more busy. And then the bassist is doing like tons of plucking notes to carry that rhythm. It changes the whole song. And this bass is a Trillion bass. This is a Spectrasonics VST, which has a lot of different really good real bass sounds and synth bass. So this is just a P bass, a Fender P bass, and a mute sustain P bass. It sounds really real, right? We have our lead singer here who is playing this main rhythm, changing rhythm a bit. The chord progression changes. And there's hardly any dead space in the guitar, right? It just fills the whole like sonic space here, which is really hard to mix, but you want that in punk. You just want sound. You need walls of sound. So the rhythm guitarist off to the left of the stage is now playing this element here, this chorus electric. Rhythm guitarist. The lead singer is just playing the octave here. And we have a lead here. So typically, like if in a 4-person band, you'd have drums, bass, guitar, and another guitar. But I just added another guitar on top to add some melody, as I was saying in the beginning. So we have this little melodic part to add some coolness factor. And that just helps get things catchy, I find. So if we have everything together here without the vocal. So very simple. Back to processing. Nothing's happening on the bass. I have a low cut, just taking out any unnecessary sub. On the electric here, this is recorded right in, and I have a EQ and running through a standard Logic amp here. This is called the Boutique Retro Clean, and then a bit of reverb. Same thing with the electric, Logic amps, EQ, and reverb. So I haven't really done any processing on this at all. I haven't gotten into any type of mix phase. This is all just, I would consider production mix, just slapping on a bit of EQ and reverb to try to shape the production a bit. Back to the chorus, the lead guitar changes its rhythm because of the difference in chord progression. So we have this for the lead. This is kind of like your Blink-182 starter kit song. So if we have all these soloed, and for me, when I'm listening to this, I hear it on stage. I can envision it, and I can envision the band. So all you need is the vocalist now, and ideally your bassist and guitarist sing, so we can put them in as harmony. And we have this.
I must confess, I'm not my best. Lately I've been stressed. I'm such a mess. I can't progress. I'm too goddamn stressed. I don't know what to believe.
Coming back into the second verse, we want to carry that kick drum. If we drop that kick drum out, the rhythm wouldn't carry. So that's important that we keep some type of percussion going, because without that kick here,
I'm too goddamn stressed. I don't know what
we need, from a production standpoint, we need to carry that rhythm. We need the kick, and everything else is moving. The only thing that happens here is the bassist, what carries the momentum down is the bassist stops playing those eighth notes. You can see it here if I zoom in. Like in here, the bassist is really plucking those strings, and the verse is just doing small plucks, the pre holding out for long notes. That's a really long hold notes, then coming into the chorus. So the bass is really a huge part in the movement of the song. Not to mention, in the verse and pre, we don't have any snare, not hardly. We don't have any snare or hi-hats to carry rhythm. We could put later on, might just put a snare hit in here, maybe add the hi-hats in the pre even to build it up a bit more, to change it from the second pre here. Second verse here.
stressed. I don't know what to believe. It's like everything's a lie. She said she wanted me, then I saw her with that other guy. 'Cause all the
Dropping everything out so it adds more dynamic before the big chorus comes. And lyrically, you can hear it, like not very metaphorical, which is in punk is a good thing, I think. The lyrics are direct, so you know exactly where the singer is, and it's solid punk lyrics.
'Cause all the hearts that end up broken, where did they belong?
So we kind of peaked here in the verses. We have everything in valley here with the pre, because everything comes out. The harmonies lift it back up for another peak. We come just a step down because the kick drum comes back in and then we come back up with the chorus. So peaks and valleys and peaks and valleys, and that's what you want to look into your productions, no matter what production, but especially in punk, because you only have a certain amount of instruments to use. If we're talking about this band perspective, we want to take things out, drop them back in, put the voices in, come bring things in at different times. So you can see what I mean here.
With that other guy,
everything comes out.
Broken.
Harmonies.
Where did they belong?
Kick drum.
Some things are better off unspoken. That's why I'm writing this song. I must confess, I'm not.
And then the chorus, you just go wild. You could bump up, make even this chorus louder, going into the velocity here, and just bring up these notes, making it a bit different from the second chorus. You know, you don't want to just have it exactly the same. After the chorus, we have a bit of a bridge here.
Lately I've been stressed. Lately I've been stressed. I'm too goddamn stressed.
So the bridge, just a nice floaty, hitting the chorus progression, but having a bit of ad-lib on the side to have something fresh, but also repeating the tagline to get in people's heads. So I'm so goddamn stressed. Having the ad-lib in the background here really, really helps. Just off to the side a bit, panned to the left, and then coming back to the final chorus here.
I'm too goddamn stressed. Lately I've been stressed. Lately I've been stressed. I'm too goddamn stressed. Lately I've been stressed. Lately I've been stressed. I'm too goddamn stressed.
We could also just end it here even and do like a full-on cut there maybe and take away these, you know, because in punk you want to, you know, shock everyone. Just end the song.
Goddamn stressed.
And end it something like that. Let me know in a comment if you want more of these videos, if this was helpful, if you want me to dive more into the processing side of things. I can do that too. Please feel free to subscribe. And as always, I hope to see you in the next video.